Innervision, taking you to a new level of Christian radio. www.innervisionrecords.org, the official website of Innervision.
Send us feedback, requests.
Help spread the word about local musicians. We are Inner FM.
Welcome to another Innervision FM program about the music business. Today's topic is overcoming booking problems. And I'm going to tell you a lot of personal stories about how I overcame booking problems, and some of them may be things that you have done as well, or some of the things that you might have not thought about. And I tried to put them in order, so we'll see how that works. So it may not be exactly the right order, but you can choose your order for these headings that I have chosen. Now, I want to let you know that Innervision is a nonprofit organization. We work with physically challenged musical artists to teach the business of music. And we do that by signing artists to our nonprofit, having them become a member, sometimes a monthly member, or sometimes they volunteer at our doing things for Innervision to pay for that membership if they cannot afford the membership as a single artist, or they can't afford the membership as a band, or then we ask, like, their family might become like a fan membership, which is like $10 a month. And all this month we're trying to get about 100 people to become a fan membership. And if you haven't signed up yet, don't wait for the other guy's going to do it. The other guy's going to do it. No, you say, hey, I'm going to support this nonprofit with my cash, $10 a month, and believe me, it will help us quite a bit. So that we're looking for 100 people within the next hour. We're looking for 100 people to donate $10 a month. And if you can only do a one-time donation, you can go to paypal.me/Innervision, and then Denver in all caps, and you can make a one-time donation there. But within the next half hour to hour, we're asking for people to make that commitment to our nonprofit. Now, for the topic for today, overcoming booking problems. Now, in the case of you're getting maybe 3, 4, maybe one artist for a show, and you're trying to book a show. What I usually do is I think about if I plan on partnering with sponsors to help pay for the cost of advertising and pay for the cost of booking the venue, or pay for the cost of maybe partially paying the band for this event, being that partial payment at the door, partial payment at the just to secure them for that date. And then sometimes I think about also, do I want to partner with someone? And sometimes I do partner with other booking people, and sometimes I don't. And sometimes when you partner with another booking person, they have another agenda. I remember I partnered with Eternal Body Ministry one time, maybe 2 times. And I found that he had another agenda than mine, right? And his agenda was most likely to, make as much money for his booking agency, and that's fine. But if you're making money cuts into underhand, making sure that the other company that you're partnering with doesn't make as much money, then that's not a good thing. If you're both in it to generate money and to to be equal in that, then okay. But if it's going to be a competition thing where they're going to do everything to make sure that you can't, you're not going to make as much money, or they're going to disrespect the venue because of the people that they bring in to help with the event. And I just say, for instance, we were booking an event at a place that's called Vineyard, and it was a friend of mine that she had a outdoor concert hall in the backyard, and she gave it to us pretty much for free, and we just had to bring in the people in. And her husband at the time made this great Jamaican dish. Well, then the other person can probably say, well, they don't want no Jamaican food. We're gonna bring in a chicken person to cook up chicken. So therefore, his plan was he brought in this chicken guy, and this chicken guy, at the end of the video, he had oil, and he poured the oil on the lady's grass sidewalk. And I'm thinking, like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Take the oil to your car, put it in your car, and put it somewhere else. Are you an idiot? But like I said, I didn't know about this until after the fact. And then, this other, Kevin was arguing with the guy concerning his attitude. And I'm thinking, like, we're trying to be professionals here, and you're arguing with this chicken person. Sometimes I guess sitting down and making sure that the agendas are the same and that you're not going to go outside this, and maybe even drawing up a contract saying, this venue is going to provide the food, nobody else, and doing it that way. And so what ended up happening as well was I wanted to do another event at this venue, and she said, okay, last time was free, and we lost and had damage done to our place because of your event with this other person. Now the cost is $500 to rent. So if something happens, it doesn't matter. We got $500 to cover whatever. All right. And at the time, I didn't know artists that could generate more than $500. So because I picked out the wrong person to partner with, the next time I came back around, then the price went substantially up. So make sure that you pick out the right partner for this. Now, this leads into the next one, making sure you can pay the booking fee. Speaking of $500 to $1,500. Now, this guy named Ben LaSalle, great guy. If you ever get a chance to him, he can pack. He knows how to pack out a place that charges like $1,500. In places downtown, it probably would charge similar places, but this place in Five Points, no, it wasn't in Five Points. It was off of like 21st and Arapahoe, I think. It was a venue over that way. But I mean, he brought some old school bands together, and the $1,500 charge that they charged to pay their staff and just overall upkeep and so forth. That was their charge. But he brought in, and he had the place packed. The place was packed. I think he charged $10 at the door. He more than made up the money for the charge of that venue. And so Ben LaSalle, hey, my hat's off to you, man. I mean, you're one of the top promoters I know of. That's probably an unsung hero in the city of Colorado. Also, KUHS Denver. I didn't know that Henry Archuleta was back in the day. He was booking concerts. So, I mean, he probably has some stories, and I have heard some stories. And I just didn't make the connection because I heard about the company that he ran back in the day. But it was before I knew him. And so, there's people out there that have just got the hustle on, and they can really pack a room. Now, the next one is making sure that your music fits the venue. Okay? Now, there's some venues that, you can bring in a variety of and just as long as you know where your audience is and you have that email list that you can blast out and get your audience there. Some places, may be like a rock venue, and most of the regulars there are rock people, or some places are cover band places, and most of their people that come there are there for cover. I know when I was working with Colorado Rock, the venue that they worked with, they wanted original music only, and so the band not only had to think about their music, but they had to think about bringing an audience to their videotape performance, and some did, and some didn't. And then on other nights they would have maybe another type of music that didn't fit into what Dan was videotaping for the TV show. So and then I used to this one place out in Aurora called the Sports Station, and man, Brent, great guy, and he often goes, "Oh, Johnny, I really haven't made any money off of any of your concerts," and that's because sometimes I would. Okay, we'll get to that topic, but his place was I could bring in a variety of music, sometimes hip hop, but it was mostly like I would say like a cover band, rock and roll type of place. So sometimes I would bring in rock groups, sometimes I would bring in hip hop groups, but I would always tell them that you have to get your audience to come, and that gets me down to the next point. And I want to remind you, if you're just joining us, this is Innervision FM. My name is Johnnie J. We have a nonprofit called Innervision, which is innervisionrecords.org. For the next hour or so, or half hour, we're asking people to go to our website, innervisionrecords.org, and sign up as a fan of music. It's a $10 donation, and it's a monthly $10 fee for the next 12 months. And if you say, well, I don't know if I can afford $10 for the next 12 months, my tax cuts and all that stuff, and a little bit more of my money is not showing me that I can afford this. I want to be a little tight because we may go back into, like we had for the last 8 years, a slump where it was like less than 2% growth. So I don't know, yes, it's the 3% growth now and 4% growth now, but I just don't know if I can afford it. Then you can make a one-time donation of $10 at paypal.me//Innervision Denver. And Innervision, of course, is spelled INNERVISION. So we're asking you, the viewers of this, no matter what time you view this, to go and donate $10 within the half hour, within the hour, to show your support for our nonprofit. Or let us know the reasons why you wouldn't support a nonprofit like Innervision, and we'll take that into account as well. But also let us know by your show of donations that you are supportive of Innervision, our nonprofit. And you can also give us a call on our phone number, 720-324-7278. Oh, and let me give a shout out to the people who have joined us so far live here at the broadcast. Greg Garbella, hey, welcome back. Ernest Apollonia, welcome back. Shelly Baca is watching. Joe Hennister is watching. Tony Milo is watching. Okay, and we know we have other people coming in because most people are at work at 9 o'clock, but you catch the show later on. Finding artists that have a draw. My experience has been with finding artists that have a draw is sometimes I'll find an artist and they don't have a draw. And, I might give one person a chance to do maybe like a, 5-minute set or something like that. But in order to generate funds, make money for the artist and for you, finding artists that have a draw is very important. I've had artists. I had this group of guys, older guys, that it was during the time where these people were sitting in and protesting the banking habits and all that kind of stuff. And they said that up in Boulder, we have an army of these people that they would come to our concert. And I was booking at the sports station. And sports station could hold about comfortably like 150 people, and maybe in that front room, maybe like 75 in the staging area, and then throughout the place where they can hear the music. That amount of people. Well, they wanted me to rent out Grizzly Roads, and I could have did it, no problem. Nonprofit, I could have worked a deal, and. So I said, okay, let's put online, people to buy tickets. And I've learned if you want to find out the draw, you want to book the concert in far enough advance, and you put their names up there, you put the ticket prices up there, and then you have see how many people buy online. And that really gives you an idea of like what, should you cancel this concert and give back the money or a percentage of the money, or is this going to be an event that's going to really rock the house? And in this case, this older group that had a fantastic show. I mean, this woman, she had put a sword on her head and was dancing with the sword, and that the sword wouldn't fall off and kind of thing like that. And they had a nice show, and I said, well, maybe they have a fan base. So I put it online, and from then I could tell. I said, let me see. Okay, we have a month to go, and of course I can book it at Grizzly Roads, which holds like 1,500 people, or I can book it here that holds like 75 people, like in front of the stage kind of thing. So what happened in that particular case? The show happened, and only 3 people, other than the regulars, because I didn't charge regulars. I didn't charge them any money because it was just thankful that they were there at the show. So the regulars were there, and there was like 15 people at the bar, and then other people throughout the bar playing pool and so forth, and 3 people showed up. That means $30 came through the front door, and thank God I didn't listen to these guys saying that they have a fan base of 1,500. Because could you imagine if I booked Grizzly Roads and 3 people showed up? Well, yeah, it would have really set me back financially, doing such a stupid thing like booking that. And I just learned throughout the years, because this is not my first rodeo, and I just know certain things about booking artists. And like I said, I love the fact that internet makes it where you can find out a lot about an audience by, like I'm finding out a lot about people who will donate and people who will not donate, but I want to find out what's the reason why they don't donate, what are we not doing as a nonprofit? What can we do to improve as a nonprofit, and so forth. So the internet has been a real blessing to people like me who are visually impaired. And maybe I can't go like Ben Lazio goes out and puts a lot of posters around, and he even sells tickets along his way. I mean, maybe I could. Maybe saying I can't is not the right attitude, but maybe just saying I don't want to. I'd rather put it online and have the people, have the artists tell the people to go buy the tickets, pre-tickets there, and then I give them a lower price on the website and then a higher price at the door. It's just, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel because the wheel has already been invented. So that leads me to the next one. Next topic is pricing the event. Now, in Denver, when I was working with Dreamland on their events, talked to Deuce and those guys, and he said, Denver is the kind of place that if you do $5 at the door, that's the price. He said, if you go $7, that's pushing it. If you go $10, you really better be, a regional artist or something to that effect. And they did concerts every week, and they said, well, people will pay $5 because that's like buying a drink or whatever. So they knew their audience, and they knew that if we charged $10, like I would do at the sports station, I would do $10 at the door. No, I would do $12 at the door, $10 online. Or sometimes I would say, if I really want to push it, I will say $5. I'd say $15 at the door, $10 online. If I really said I want to get those pre-sales in long before. But at this venue, they said, no online sales because of, it was a 21 and above, but these people, young people, were just getting used to paying a cover charge, some of them, and they would come out, in droves. I used to love it, and my wife now wouldn't love it, but at the time, I had these boys. I sequestered them in my place, partly through my daughter. She dropped off her baby's daddy before he was a baby's daddy over here, and found out he was a musician, and then I said, okay, let's start recording, and believe me, we have made some very good royalties out of the 3 albums, but I sequestered them for about a year, and it was interesting. It was almost like the same thing that they did with Earth, Wind, and Fire. They took them up to a ranch and said, we're not going to get out of here until we finish this album, right? And so they had the guys focus. So that first album that came out, they sequestered the guys, had them up there, put out that album, and that album is still being played today. And I don't know if the Dreamland music, and that's MUZIX, I don't know if their music is going to last like the Earth, Wind, and Fire music, but I had them sequestered in this location. And so on the night of the concerts, 30 people would come and fill my one-bedroom apartment getting ready to go to concerts, right? So girls would be in the bathroom checking their makeup and doing all that kind of stuff. And my neighbors, who was, in the building I lived in, they would say, well, where do all these black people come from? and why all these black people here? And thank God it was after hours, so the manager wouldn't come up and say, Johnny, your apartment is filled to capacity. Who are these people? It was an interesting time. I enjoyed the time. I don't know at the age I am now if I would like to redo that again, but it was interesting. It was a fun time for the time, and like I said, we're still making money off the royalties. I told the guys how they can continue making money off the royalties. It's just a matter of paperwork, but some of them, they have went on to other focusing, but the money is still there for them to do that. And I like the direction that they're going. They decided to become regional artists, not just playing here in Denver, but going out to other places within Colorado. I won't give you all their secrets because I don't want you other guys following their lead. Unless you become a member of Innervision, then hey, no bars. You got all the information that I know. So the last thing would be just, pricing your event to fit. And I always like to pay the band, pay the artist. So when I put that price in there, I say, okay, we'll split the cost. My nonprofit gets half, and then the artist gets half. And I had one artist, same guy. He said, "Hey, you book me, I guarantee we'll sell tickets." And he wasn't blowing smoke. 35 people, and that may not sound like a lot to mostly, but 35 people, $10 a person, and it was a good night. I had this other artist, Stacy D. She lived in Boulder, then her husband got a job in Atlanta, so she moved out of Colorado. She, by herself, at this venue, brought enough people that it was a very good payout. She could fill a house just with her, and that was a fantastic show. So we're going to end the show now, and we want to remind you that you can go to our website, innervisionrecords.org. That's innervisionrecords.org. You can catch us on other radio stations. Just go to our website, innervisionrecords.org. And remember, within the hour, we'd like you to go to our website, become a fan member for just $10 a month. And if you don't want to make that kind of commitment and you just want to do a one-time donation, you can go to paypal.me/Innervision Denver. Denver is all in caps. Innervision, INNERVISION. Also, give us a call on our feedback line, 720-324-7278. That's 720-324-7278. For Innervision FM, this is Johnnie J. See you the next time.
Isn't it fun to sing along to the radio? If you could help someone else have that same experience and take it to the next level, maybe you would consider donating an old car, RV, truck, or boat. For over 15 years, Innervision has been helping the physically challenged and grassroots artists to create their music. Using music to heal the world is Innervision's gift to you, and you can help them to continue by donating your unwanted car, RV, truck, or boat. You'll also receive a tax deduction at the end of the year. Call us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 1-855-500-7433. That's 1-855-500-7433. Charity ID 4015. Your unwanted car, RV, truck, or boat is tax deductible, and it can make a difference right here in Colorado. The artists at Innervision thank you for your support. Make that call toll-free using Innervision's charity ID 4015. Again, the phone number 1-855-500-7433.